Good morning. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Let's take a deep breath in and let that go gently. Take another deep breath in and allow yourself to relax. Set an intention that today is going to be easy flowing, effortless. Yesterday was Canadian Thanksgiving, and I hope that you had a beautiful day of Thanksgiving. Gratitude hooks you up to the Creator, universal mind. It gets you in touch with the infinite supply of all good. When you can be grateful in circumstances that you normally wouldn't enjoy, you change the energetic vibration you're in, and the universe hears you through your feeling. Language that the universe speaks is the language of emotion. That's energy in motion. If you remember energy in motion, emotion, when you think about what it is that your heart desires and you add emotion to it, it starts to move into form. It starts to transmute the energy around you. You feel better. Life gets easier. And then when you're grateful for what you want, you don't even need the thing that you want because you just are in a state of being grateful. You're in a wonderful energy. If you missed yesterday's recording, it was about grateful Thanksgiving. And to get into a spirit of gratitude is something that you can do every day, practicing gratitude, getting yourself aligned in tune with the good that you want, getting in alignment with the creator of all good. Let's take another deep breath in and gently let go of any stress and worry. And let's start to think about what we are grateful for already and getting into the spirit of what do we really want? What would you love? I've often used Jennifer Behrand's book, Your Invisible Power, and I like to go through her chapter 1 on order of visualization again, especially if you're joining me for the first time. Or I've been doing morning mindfulness for 4 years. And this is one of the really special things about getting into visualization. One of my mentors, Sandy Gallagher, says visioneering is where you truly begin to create your world through the effective use of your imagination. You create and hold the image of what you want. And then as you add emotion to it, as you think about it as if it's already done, and what feeling you would have knowing that what you want is yours. That energetic vibration attracts to you everything necessary for that to become your physical experience, your reality. Another one of my mentors, Bob Proctor, would say, you are a triune human being. You are infinite energy, a spark of the divine living in your physical body, and your body is an instrument of your mind. You've been gifted with an intellect, with conscious awareness. You can consciously choose, decide, what do you really want? And then start to enjoy it on the invisible plane in your mind, and then planting it in your heart, believing, having a strong faith that it's coming, it's yours, it's on its way. But as you add the feeling as if it's already here, it does show up. You might not be able to predict when it's going to be yours, but the longer you stay in the energetic vibration that it's yours, it's here, it's done, it's now, the faster you experience it. And so, way back in the early 1900s, Genevieve Behrend talks about the order of visualization. She says the exercise of the visualizing faculty keeps your mind in order and attracts to you the things you need to make life more enjoyable in an orderly way. If you train yourself in the practice of deliberately picturing your desire and carefully examining your picture, you will soon find that your thoughts and desires proceed in a more orderly procession than ever before. Now I ask you, what is the most important word in that sentence? Bob Proctor used to ask that in seminars, and people would say, train yourself, practice, deliberately picture. It's your desire. Carefully examine your picture so you get clear on what it is. Orderly. People would throw out all different ideas of what is the most important word in that sentence. If you train yourself in the practice of deliberately picturing your desire and carefully examining your picture, you will soon find that your thoughts and desires proceed in a more orderly procession than ever before. The most important word in that paragraph, that sentence, is the word if. If you train yourself, if you practice, if you deliberately picture your desire, if you have a deep desire and get clear on what it is that you want, if you focus your thoughts, if you practice this daily, then the universe will bring it all together for you in an orderly manner. Now, Genevieve Behrend goes on to say, having reached a state of ordered mentality, you are no longer in a constant state of mental hurry. Hurry is fear and consequently destructive. In other words, when your understanding grasps the power to visualize your heart's desire and hold it with your will, it attracts to you all things requisite to the fulfillment of that picture by the harmonious vibrations of the law of attraction. You realize that since order is heaven's first law and visualization places things in their natural order, then it must be a heavenly thing to visualize. Everyone visualizes whether he knows it or not. Visualizing is the great secret of success. The conscious use of this great power attracts to you greatly multiplied resources. It intensifies your wisdom and enables you to make use of advantages which you formerly failed to recognize. Genevieve says, we now fly through the air, not because anyone has been able to change the laws of nature, but because the inventor of the flying machine learned how to apply nature's laws, and by making orderly use of them, produced the desired result. So far as the natural forces are concerned, nothing has changed since the beginning. There were no airplanes in year one because those of that generation could not conceive the idea as a practical working possibility. It hasn't been done yet, was the argument, and it can't be done. Yet the laws and materials for practical flying machines existed then as now. Thomas Troward was Genevieve Behrend's uh, teacher, mentor, and Troward tells us that the great lesson he learned from the airplane and wireless telegraphy is the triumph of principle over precedent, the working out of an idea to its logical conclusion in spite of accumulated contrary testimony of all past experience. With such an example before you, you must realize that there are still greater secrets to be disclosed. You hold the key within yourself with which to unlock the secret chamber that contains your heart's desire. All that is necessary in order that you may use this key and make your life exactly what you wish it to be is a careful inquiry into the unseen causes which stand back of every external and visible condition. Then bring these unseen causes into harmony with your conception, and you will find that you can make practical working realities of possibilities which at present seem but fantastic dreams. So when the Wright brothers invented airplanes, they were laughed at, was thought to be fantasy. People thought they were crazy. They were bicycle mechanics and they dreamed of flying. When I grew up, there was a rotary dial telephone on the wall with a cord attached to it. Now you carry a personal telephone in your purse or in your pocket, and not only can you talk to people with it, you can take pictures, you can look up more information faster than the old encyclopedias, dictionaries, newspapers, and books of knowledge. You press a few buttons and the information is at your hand in a flash. Never say it can't be done. It's never been done before. It's never, I've never seen it, so that means it's not real. You must decide what you want. Write it down. Think about what it would be like to have whatever your heart desires. Most people say they want time and money freedom, but what does that mean? If you didn't have to grind it out at a job that you don't like, what would you be doing if you loved your work? You would be bored just sitting around on a beach all day long. Maybe you would love that for a few hours or weeks. But then what? Why are you here? There is a deep desire in your heart. Maybe you want to just experience more life, more travel, more fun, more love, more joy, more luxury, more of every good. But maybe there's something you're meant to do, that you have an idea. And when it's a picture in your mind, that means it's meant for you. You can bring it into physical form, into experience, because as a divine spark of energy, a divine, a spark of the divine infinite potential, infinite possibility, there's no such thing as can't. It's infinite possibility. Anything within the bounds of nature can be done. But in the days of the horse and buggy, people didn't believe that mankind was capable of flight. Well, my grandparents would have thought that carrying your telephone around with you was preposterous. Maybe there's an idea in your mind that you think is big and wonderful. Maybe it's scary because it hasn't been done before. And if you talk to people about it, they might quash your dreams because they can't see it, so they think it's impossible. But if it's an idea in your mind, your beautiful mind, you got the idea, you saw the picture because you're the one to bring it into physical reality through your human hands, with your physical presence, your intellect. What is it that you truly desire? It's not impossible, it just hasn't been done yet. There is nothing unusual or mysterious in the idea of your pictured desire coming into material evidence. It is the working of universal natural law. Everything in the world was first an idea. Genevieve Behrend says everything in the whole world, from the hat on your head to the boots on your feet, has its beginning in mind and comes into existence in exactly the same manner. Your thoughts go into the universe. You think you are thinking in secret, but your thoughts are powerful energy. When you sit quietly and think a picture, your deep desire is already done. How you're going to feel, what it's going to look like, what it means to you. Your thoughts go out into, your invisible thoughts go out into the invisible universe, and you start to attract ideas. You start to attract people who believe in you. You start to attract the way for your beautiful idea to become reality. Everything that you see around you in your current reality, as Genevieve Behrend says, all are projected thoughts solidified. Your personal advance in evolution depends on your right use of the power of visualizing, and your use of it depends on whether you recognize that you yourself are a particular center through and in which the originating spirit is finding ever new expression for potentialities already existing within itself. This is evolution. Your mental picture is the force of attraction, which evolves and combines the originating substance into specific shape. Thoughts become things. Try to realize that the picture you hold in your mind is an orderly exercise of the universal creative power specifically applied. Then you can be sure that no one can work in opposition to you. The universal law of harmony prevents that. Sometimes you might have an idea and you don't act on it, and then you see your idea somewhere else in physical form. Someone has invented what you planned to invent. Someone has done what you planned to do. Someone has experienced what you want. And then you might get jealous or angry or disappointed that the idea is already in physical form, and you might say, that was my idea. Well, you get the idea, you add emotion to it, you can think about it and write about it and plan for it. But unless and until you take action in that direction, inspired action, your dream remains an idea, a fantasy, a picture in your mind. You must think about it, feel as if it's already yours, and act on it. As you act, the universe reacts, but you have to step out first. The universe will not deliver it to you on a silver platter. There are no magic wands to say, I wish this was true. The universe will say, your wish is my command, but you need to be open to receive. You have to take the opportunity. You have to act as if. Your mental picture is universal mind specifically exercising its inherent powers of initiative and selection. Whether you say your higher self, the creator, God, universal mind, universal intelligence, made man for the special purpose of differentiating itself through mankind. Everything there is came into existence in this same way, by this self-same law of self-differentiation, and for the same purpose. First comes the idea, the mental picture or the prototype of the thing, which is the thing itself in its incipiency. The nature of the originating substance solidifies under directivity, just as in the nature of wax to harden when it becomes cold, or cement becomes solid and firm. Your picture is the same divine substance in its original state, taking form through the individualized center of divine operation in your mind. There is no power to prevent this combination of spiritual substance from becoming physical form. Isn't that nice to know? It is the nature of spirit to complete its work, and an idea is not complete until it has made for itself a vehicle. Nothing can prevent your picture from coming into concrete form accept the same power which gave it birth, and that's yourself. Genevieve gives a quick, easy example. Suppose you wish to have a more orderly room. You look about your room. Maybe it's a mess. Maybe it's disorganized. Maybe you hosted Thanksgiving and there's still a mess all over the place. When you look at it and get depressed, nothing moves. You look around and you decide what you're going to do. You get an idea of boxes, closets, shelves, hooks, and so forth. The box, the closet, the hooks are all concrete ideas of order because they are the vehicles through which order and harmony suggest themselves. First, you get the thought, the idea, the goal. You have a desire for that to become your physical reality. So you add emotion. What will it be like when you have a clean, orderly room? What will it be like when you're doing purposeful work? Why do I want to be loved, prosperous, joyful? What state of being is that? Get into that feeling as if whatever it is your heart desires, you picture it, you add emotion to it, you sit quietly and reflect on what's it like now that your big, beautiful, bold idea is part of this physical reality. And as you're writing about it, as you're giving thanks, things start to form in your mind. And then as you take action, the universe rewards you and your idea shows up in physical form. That's how everything comes to be. And your beautiful idea is not too big, it's not too scary. It's what you really want. It's meant for you. Create it and go out and get it. Create a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 7. Thank you.